This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Great to have you with us. Kirby Smart got reprimanded by Greg Sankey for... He still hasn't said I ran into the guy, because he ran into the guy on the sideline and shoved him. So that's what Kirby Smart says, he ran into him, but
I think that's fair, but then he extended his arms once he ran into him.
So Sankey did say that he was not going to suspend him for the Texas game, and I think that's I think that's the right thing to do. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. He did also say, though, that Kirby Smart should have gotten an unsportsmanlike penalty call on him.
I would agree with that. I wouldn't have had a problem with that.
I'm not sure that the officials saw that, and it's hard when you're on the sideline. There's a bunch of people around there to be able to see that. So, but I don't think that was necessary for a suspension. And he specifically said, Greg Sankey said, this was not a Woody Hayes situation where Woody Hayes punched Charlie Bowman in the 78 Gator Bowl on the sideline as Charlie was coming to the sideline. Woody Hayes just wearing his Ohio State hat and his windbreaker just threw a punch right into his gut. And that was it. That's it for Woody Hayes.
I think this was a situation where head coaches are used to having free reign on the sideline there. They can basically run into anybody that they want, or not expected to have anybody in their way ever, obviously except for that one official that's over there. And this guy this player ended up getting in his way, and before he realized who it was, he had run into him, and then ultimately get off of me kind of a move. And so I definitely agree with the point that he should have been penalized for that. But I don't think he needed to be suspended. I don't think it was an intentional act towards that kid. The problem, though, is just if he'd have handled it a little bit differently right after the ball game in terms of what he had said. Apparently now he has reached out to Mississippi State coach Jeff Levy and the player, and if it took this long, it doesn't matter.
Well. Yeah, and I don't know when he did that.
Unless he did it on Sunday or Monday, it doesn't matter.
That would be my guess, but I don't know when he did that to reach out to them, or if he really went over to the locker room that day. As a matter of fact,
should have been Saturday.
Yeah, just going over there and going, "Hey, coach, I'm sorry, I know what I said, but I realized that now I shoved your player and I shouldn't have done that, and I apologize." And that would have been all he needed to say. The bigger light for Georgia, and it's not a good light, is his players off the field behavior. Over the last 2 calendar years, Georgia's had 30 incidents of speeding / reckless driving and 3 assault cases. So that's the bigger kind of problem for Georgia. And now it's like one compounds the other. It's like, look,
people are looking for it now.
Yeah, the people are looking for it now, and there's a tote board, so to speak. So, that should be a pretty good ball game, though, between Georgia and Texas.
Absolutely, no doubt. 2 top 5 teams.
Yeah, if you had to guess, I guess you'd guess that Texas would prevail at home.
Yeah, and it being in Austin, I think matters there. I think the Longhorns are really good. But I think Georgia's good too. So it wouldn't shock me. It would not, but I would predict the Longhorns. Yeah.
So you got that going with regard to this weekend in your top 25 games. That's a doozy when you really think about it. In the Big 12 tomorrow, and this would we keep saying this about BYU, but they're hosting Oklahoma State on a Friday night. They're in Provo. Oklahoma State's reeling. They kind of wonder who they are right now. 3-3 are the Oklahoma State Cowboys, and BYU is undefeated at 6-0. and ranked 13th in the country.
Yeah, I think last week was kind of the point where it felt like Baylor really, I don't know, at least for me, just really started to believe that they're a really well put together team. And Oklahoma State, it just seems like each and every week here in Big 12 play, we've seen less and less care from their players. Obviously, it's always hard to play at BYU at night, so you feel like this is one that, BYU's favored by 9, and it feels like it'll be every bit of that.
But if Oklahoma State went in there and somehow pulled off an upset,
that would be typical of the Big 12 this year.
Yeah. And that would really be helpful to the Red Raiders.
Yes. Because BYU's ahead of you, or they're even with you, but they're one of the undefeated teams. Yes, they're ranked higher than you.
Yeah, then they've got, like you said, they've got no losses in the Big 12.
There's just no way I'll be watching that game on Friday night. There's no way I'll be rooting for Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Just can't do it.
Really? Okay, even though that potentially it could help you.
Yeah. If it was the last game of the season and it was like, okay, well, this is going to get you into the Big 12 championship, yes, I would. I totally understand that this could. It just happens earlier in the year. I get it. I can't do it. I can't root for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there another Big 12 game that you really have your eye on this weekend?
That was funny because I was going to ask you that today, but Arizona State, Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, I think Arizona State's the better team, but I think Cincinnati is good, and they're the home team, so that's an intriguing one to me.
Arizona State's lost their starting quarterback. They're going to start. He's not a freshman. He's played for 2 other teams.
Yeah, and I thought he was solid last time out, so the fact that they got him in there and he's getting first-team reps all week, I think that matters. So I still favor Arizona State to win that game, even though the line doesn't favor that way, but I would still be picking Arizona State. How about the Colorado and Arizona one?
I was just getting ready to ask you about that game.
Is Arizona going to step up? They're playing at home in this game. That one is probably the one that really jumps out to me the most.
Here's what my gut tells me. My gut tells me that offensively, Arizona can't score enough points against Colorado.
But Arizona has a good defense, so I don't think Colorado will put up as many points as we've seen them. Yeah.
I just don't know if they can outpoint them, Arizona. I
think Kansas State at West Virginia is a good one, too. I would not be surprised at all to see West Virginia win that one at home.
Well, Neil Brown needs his team to step up a little bit so that the fans can have a completely good time. In addition to their tailgating and cavorting in the stands, that also, winning also helps make people happy too.
Yeah, and they're 2-1 in Big 12 play with a loss against a good team. Yeah.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Time for this day in sports history. Today is Thursday. Yes, it is. October the 17th, 2024. Here's Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
Let me see. We're making strides from yesterday.
We are, yeah.
Baby steps.
Right.
You just surprised me so much. I was like, "What? No. I thought it was Wednesday.
The day the work gets done, even.
I'm like, I thought we were farther along in this week.
I blew it yesterday morning right off the top.
Extra day of bye-week blues.
Yes.
Gentlemen, today is a very, very special day.
Okay.
On this day, in 1925, win number 1 for the Red Raider football team.
Oh, wow.
30-0 over Montezuma.
Montezuma
had nothing for us.
And a revenge for them next year.
Well, I don't know. I don't have the score in front of me for 2026, in 1926. But win number 1 today in this day in history.
The coach of that team, E.Y. Freeland, he has the best start of a Red Raider coach through 17 games.
Oh, through 17. Okay.
At 13-1-3. Unfortunately, in his 18th game, he lost to West Texas Teachers.
Those teachers.
Yeah. I don't know if it's coming off a bye week or if it's homecoming or, just had a letdown. We ain't looking for any of that, Coach McGuire, on Saturday.
No. Bad idea. 1956. Chess game of the century. 13-year-old Bobby Fischer defeats 1953 U.S. champion Donald Bryn in the Rosewald Memorial Tournament in Marshall Chess Club in New York City.
All right.
1971 World Series. Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Baltimore Orioles 2-1 at Memorial Stadium to claim the championship. Roberto Clemente, your MVP.
Okay. That was an afternoon game, too.
Okay.
They didn't play. I don't think they. I can't remember the first year they did World Series night games, but I don't believe that was one of them. What are you laughing at?
I'm chuckling Jeff's response.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. 1978 Baseball World
I think
Series.
he's taken on my interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounded like. The sarcasm.
For interesting.
Yeah.
I have no information to argue or to agree with, so I am just saying okay.
That would have been Jamie's fascinating.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, if Chuck knew that was an afternoon game because he watched it and had this great story about how he went out after the game and threw catch with his friends. And
I think what we did after that game was I think before that game we played tackle football, and I think that's the game that Simon Conroy tackled me out of bounds, and I hit my head on the concrete that separated zoysia grass from the other kind of grass, and I made my parents delay going to the hospital to get stitches until after Game 7 of the 71 World Series.
I think if you were playing flag football or touch football,
we were playing tackle.
If you are playing flag football or touch football, you say flag football or touch football.
Mm-hmm.
If you are playing tackle football, you just say football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably fair.
1978 World Series. Yankees repeat as champions. Beat LA 7-2 at Dodger Stadium for a 4-2 series victory. Your shortstop, Bucky Dent, is your MVP.
He had a lot of reason for him. He got him there to begin with, into the playoffs.
1989. Be a fitting year if Elvis was around. However, with a whole lot of shaking going on in San Francisco, Game 3 of the World Series is canceled with a 6.9 earthquake, killing 67 people.
I think that last thing is the thing that people forget about.
The 67?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hard to forget the bridge collapsing on itself.
No, I understand.
Exactly what I think.
I mean,
That's what
immediately.
I think,
Yeah.
And you don't survive when a bridge hits you.
No, I get you. I understand that, but I think people think of the 89 World Series and Al Michaels and the coverage of it and blah, 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 but they forget that 67 people lost their life in that earthquake. 2009.
Stephen Sheffield rushes for 2 touchdowns and passes for a score as Texas Tech upsets number 15 Nebraska in Lincoln, 31-10.
Nice.
And in 2012, Lance Armstrong loses a host of endorsements in the wake of his doping scandal. Happy National Pasta Day.
Okay.
So, go have some noodles. Whichever type of sauce, doesn't matter. It's pasta. You want to do lasagna today? You can do lasagna. You want to do spaghetti? Spaghetti. Linguine? All of it's great. All of it's pasta.
What would be your...
Yes.
What? Spaghetti?
All of them, yes.
Like, just choose one.
I'm not choosing between my children. None of the pasta has done anything wrong to be punished.
I would want macaroni and cheese with some version of chicken in there. If I could have like a grilled chicken that's, dipped in barbecue sauce and then thrown in my macaroni and cheese. Yes, please. All day. Right now, that is my favorite food item.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I make it from myself.
It has
quite
been passed
frequently.
by the burger plain and dry.
Yeah. Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger plain and dry. Excuse me.
Dipped in ketchup. Okay. Just don't want it on top. Don't want it soggy.
Happy birthday to Eminem 52, Alan Jackson 66, Jamal Adams 29, and John Rocker is 50. And on this day, 1931, gangster Al Capone is convicted of tax evasion, signaling the downfall of one of the most notorious criminals of the 20s and 30s. He was later sentenced to 11 years in federal prison and fined over $50,000. So we learned about all this, right? You can kill people, you can get them drunk, you can bootleg, pay your taxes. And that is this day in sports history.
Yeah, and Al Capone died at a very early age of 48.
That is young.
Okay. All right. Time for our lucky local winning word. It is not Capone. Okay. It is something else, but we'll get to that here in just a second. Double T 97.3 and the Home Zone have teamed up to give you money. We're going to give away money today. We gave money away yesterday, and we'll give away money tomorrow as well. And then we'll give away more money at Two Docs on December the 5th, total of $2,500 that night. You can't win if you don't play, and this is a local deal, so, hey, if you're a local person, you can play as well. Go to doublet973.com, win cash every week from us and the Home Zone, making your house a home every single day, but Sunday over at 50th in Indiana. That's the Home Zone. All right, our secret lucky local winning word this morning at 6:53 is Rebels, as in the Tascosa Rebels, who will take on the Monterey Plainsmen tomorrow night. Okay.
Wow, that was good, Chuck.
Okay.
Well done.
Okay. And that game will be at Dick Bevins Stadium, and we will have that game for you on 93.7 The Eagle tomorrow night. So the Monterey Plainsmen will try to win their third in a row after beating Coronado and Lubbock High when they take on the Rebels. Rebels, Rebels, is your lucky local winning word at 6:53. All right. Yeah, Alphonse Gabriel Capone died at the age of 48.
Alphonse.
Alphonse.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
Yeah, Alphonse. Okay, Alphonse. So yeah,
I did not know that was his real name.
Yeah, he was not a nice man.
I thought Al was short for almond.
I'm no spaghetti for you on pasta day.
I love spaghetti too. I just like macaroni and cheese better.
Okay. I would not have put, I guess it does live in the pasta family, macaroni. It is a form of pasta.
It's like it's a pretty significant one.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you last time I had macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, homemade box.
Yeah. Kraft.
From the house, from the fast food joint, from a fancy restaurant, whatever. I'm a huge fan. It's one of those things that you just every place you eat it, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about some hash with, corn and macaroni and hamburger and ketchup all mixed in together?
No.
Out on that.
No. Yeah, definitely out on that.
Okay.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. We come to you this morning from the First United Bank studio. It's a bye-week blues kind of day. Hey, can I make a request? Could we get a little Sting and Sister Moon is what I would like to hear this morning. It's a little obscure, but it's,
kind of bluesy.
Kind of. I mean, it's got a blues kind of sound.
Yeah.
It's just kind of. Since we're in that mood today. TJ has this. He says Texas Tech wins over Baylor 45-13.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That would be great, right?
I'd be a fan.
That'd be awesome. I think the best thing about being 5-1 at this point in time, and you've had this bye week, I'll bet you if you were to kind of do a silent poll to a man over there, that this football team is anxious and can't wait to get on the field. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's a great thing, actually. That because when you're having success, generally in sports, you'll hear, oh man, the old baseball saying, one cab, 25 guys, everybody's getting to the park early, they're hanging around the locker room together. Those that work hard play hard. The team that's the most together is going to be the team that has the most success. And basketball, they're coming to the gym early and getting shots up before the coach can even get there to unlock the gym. In fact, everybody's got a key. Everybody's got a key, right? And that's the case now. They've all got a little hand fob key. They can get into the womble, put shots up at any time they want.
That's good.
I wish I had that. I don't have a
key to get in.
My thumbprint doesn't work over there.
Really?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
You're just gonna go sit over there on the side and practice your calls.
No, well, I'm just.
That's right, Mark.
That's right. Well,
what a great pass from Jazzy. You said it, Fink. Bailey is really dropping the dimes tonight.
They really don't
Coach
even.
Gerlich
They really don't.
She's sitting up there in her office. And
they really
she's
don't
like,
even need me.
Why do I hear?
What are we doing?
Where's Chuck Heinz's voice coming from?
Why is it coming?
I'm just wondering why he's doing it in the Womble instead of in the USA.
Why am I here?
Where he would be doing those
That's a
broadcasts.
good point.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Well, I mean, they practice over there. I watched a little practice the
Right,
other day.
but you're bigger than that. You can practice on the main floor. I mean, that's where you're going to be doing your job.
Sit in my chair over there.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Settling for the practice gym as your Chuck Heinz. Don't they know who you are?
I've watched some high school games in the Womble.
Yeah. Hey, I bought fresh pins the other day, so they have no losses and no wins.
That's good. That's good.
So they get everything's going to be nice and fresh. So the thought of you as I was buying those, like, Jamie, be proud because I bought fresh
Good,
pins.
man. It's just right around the corner. How many days?
So November 4th. So what's today? Today's the 17th. So we got 14 days plus 4. We got about 18 days.
Wow.
I know.
Let's go.
Got to figure it out, And then they got a big event on Monday the 28th, which is I think going to be cool down on Broadway. It's something different, right? Something different.
No doubt.
Something different,
Get the fans excited about seeing the team and doing some fun stuff and
for
a
both
different atmosphere.
Both the men and the women. Yeah.
Yep.
Have a little street fair, so to speak, with the hoops, and I think there's I think there's a high anticipation for the men, and I think I think once you see the women play, you're going, oh, okay, they do look better. They do. I think they're deeper. I think they've got some people that can come off the bench and help them, and they got a little size. I think they've got they've added some shooters, so they've added some depth.
The portal has been good to them.
I think the portal has been good to them. Yeah.
And some years the portal has been bad for them. It feels like it was good for them this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now it's just, and everybody seems to be pretty healthy. They had a scrimmage last weekend, and they're got another one I think next weekend. So they're away from town. So, and they're closed, and they keep score and stuff like that. But it's more about kind of teaching people how to play on the road, act on the road, sleep on the road, and all those kind of things. Kind of a little trial.
I recommend sleeping in the hotel. Don't sleep on the road.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to get hit by a car if you sleep on the road.
All those things. A couple things here from just kind of as you're looking at this. Between Tech and Baylor, third down might be big because Baylor does a really good job of converting on third down. They're second in the Big 12. Their conversion rate is pretty high. They probably don't have as many attempts as Texas Tech does, but they're second in the country. The Red Raiders are 9th in the country. Their red zone offense, though, is not very good. They stall. They're 14th, and Tech's red zone defense is good.
That's been really good.
They're 7th. Yeah. So they've done a really good job of forcing teams to kick field goals. Meanwhile, Tech's red zone offense, in terms of getting touchdowns, is 4th in the Big 12, and Baylor's is 14th. So just kind of keep a couple of those things in mind as you're kind of going to the ball game on Saturday. Haven't looked at a weather forecast in a little while, but it's still chance of rain, 49%. So it's going to be cooler. So the sun's not going to be a big factor on Saturday, I don't think. It'll be out, but it's not going to be a big factor.
Yeah, you would think though that with the rain possibilities that it'll be overcast.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that'll be, I would guess, be good for the fans. I don't know, depending on how cool it is out there.
Yeah,
I have to leave my rain song list for the guys this weekend so they have that ready to go.
Rain showers in the morning with scattered thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon. High near 70, winds southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Oh,
that sounds terrible.
Yeah,
all of it.
Chance of rain 50%. So, might want to make sure you got extra cash in your debit card deal because you might be waiting it out there in the bowels of the stadium. So popcorn, hot dogs, pizza. You might get to sample all the food that they've got.
Okay.
Okay. Go underneath in the south end. There's a lot of nice little. Have you been through the south end at all on game day to kind of see all the little treats that they've got over there?
I have not.
Okay. And the view is really cool from the south end. As you're just standing there, you can kind of look and
They
see
let the common folk in there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You can all you can't
Didn't know that.
you can't trespass down into the seats,
Okay.
unless you've got a ticket.
But you can walk through there?
Yeah, you can walk through there.
I did not
You
know
can
that.
walk all the way around the concourse now, and what they've done in the south end zone, and just in terms of concessions and things, just something different. Does some different stuff.
Sure.
You
Got
can.
Shaq's joint down there.
We had one of those. It was. I mean, they're proud of them.
You had a Shack joint?
No, we had one of their sandwiches. Me and the lucky lady.
It was too easy of a joke. I'm sorry.
But I mean, they're proud of them. But it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, I had one at the store a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Let's see here. Those that don't want to be out there in the rain or chance of cold, give the tickets to this radio station so that I can give it to anyone that calls it. Okay. Yeah, if you don't, send them to me. I've got a.
Well, I hope that's not the case. I hope it's not rainy and all
Cold.
that in the morning, because surely that'll talk some people out of going.
Yeah, we need Coach McGuire said this the other day. We need everybody there.
Yeah.
Need everybody there.
Especially if that Baylor Yahoo was ripping on our crowd 2 years ago, calling us all fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a little sting for you, little Sister Moon. Just kind of makes me feel good, Kind of every once in a while, just need to hear a little sting, a little Sister Moon. Kind of, makes you kind of just warm inside. I think it's 7:24 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Jamie's question of the day is next. Don't forget Red Raider football with Joey McGuire tonight at 6 o'clock. Maybe one of the questions for him tonight will be, do you have the bye week blues, and how anxious are you to play on Saturday?
He'll say it was a great time for us to work on some things.
Yeah.
And all that. He'll give you all the coach speak.
Yeah.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
Okay, this is wide open for you guys.
Oh, I think this is where we excel.
Wide open. I want you to make 3 predictions involving the Red Raider football team for the rest of the season.
Okay, 3 predictions. This seems like something we should take notes on. 3 predictions. I think you'll be playing for a spot in the Big 12 championship game with West Virginia.
Okay.
I think that game will mean something. So you will have a meaningful game. You will have meaningful games in November. You'll have meaningful games in November, and that game will mean the most. Okay.
Is that one?
That's one.
Okay, you went from a bold comment to you having meaningful games in November. I mean, I think you could lose your next 2 and have meaningful games in November.
I'm going to stick with what I said at the beginning. You will play for the Big 12 championship game for the right to go to it against West Virginia. That's one. Okay. I think of your last 6 games, Taj Brooks will break Byron Hanspard's record before the 5th game. Okay. And I think that your defense will be at least +1 in the turnover department for each of the next 6 ball games.
Okay.
Is that all right?
That's good. What leads you to say the last one?
I just felt like I needed one for the defense, because if you're gonna be playing for a Big 12 championship berth, your defense is probably gonna do something.
I feel like the defense is on an upward trend, like progressively through the entire season, and I see that continuing, especially this week. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but they're going to pitch a shutout in the second half of one of these games, whether it be on the road or at home with what you've got left. That they're going to continue to get stronger and impose their will on somebody with their more aggressive style that they've been doing. You're going to go undefeated at home. And I know we looked at the beginning of the season, before the season started, that we all thought that was a giant possibility. But I'm more locked into that now than I think I was then for how this team is playing, especially at home.
Baylor, Colorado, West Virginia.
And number 3, I don't think Tech is going to be in the Big 12 championship game, but I think they will determine who is. They're going to knock some people out of it, and their one loss might put somebody in it.
Okay, I will say that you're going to go 4-2. I will say that you will finish one game out of a Big 12 championship game berth. And I will say Taj breaks the record in the final game of the season against West Virginia.
Okay. I have taken the notes on that.
Okay.
On this, the 17th day of October, 2024. And I'll put this in the stack of things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put this in the stack of things that we kind of... I really like the, and I don't want to steal it from them because I think it's really good, the sending myself email that Tech Talk does. Sending myself email. Have you heard them do that?
I think so, yeah.
You know, where they send themselves an email and then 60 days later.
You have show envy for all the...
No, I don't. I just think I think that's
not all the other shows.
Especially Tech Talk.
Tech Talk,
yeah. I was listening to your fine show on the Bottom Line yesterday, and I was thinking, man, that's really good music that they've got there. But we have good music too. We have good music.
I think you have a tendency to
the grass is greener kind of thing.
Of a deal.
Sure.
Like you've talked about, like, well, his steak is bigger than mine.
Oh yeah, and there's no. It's a terrible thing that I have, right? I mean, it's the judging, and it's not good enough. It's not hot enough. It's not cold enough. I mean, it's never enough. I mean, my darling bride will tell you that's a fault of mine. It's never good enough.
Just remember, Jamie, Chuck would drop us like a bad habit to be on Tech Talk.
No,
he'd hit the portal and head to Tech Talk so fast.
It doesn't fit with my schedule. This fits perfect with my schedule.
His headphones would still be hanging in the air because of how quickly he would race to be on Tech Talk.
I'm with you guys thick and thin.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere unless you throw me off the boat.
How many of y'all believe that on the 8th Floor Center chat line? Let's ask that question. Let them decide.
No, I there's no doubt. I am not going anywhere.
That wasn't the question.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the three of us are stuck here for eternity. Mm-hmm. But if given the opportunity, would Chuck be a vapor on the morning show to be on Tech Talk?
Nah.
A vapor.
But when you look at this, okay, and specifically Taj breaking Byron Hanspard's career rushing record, he needs 488 yards, okay? I mean...
488.
488 is what he needs.
Yeah, so that's averaging... So, I mean, that's... Okay, so if you went the next 12 games...
120.
You went 5... If you went 5 games...
I mean, it's only 80 yards a game if over 6.
Yeah.
488 divided by 4, which was my prediction. It's 122. It's very doable.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. It's very doable. If he could figure out a way to, and here's the other thing too. If he's rushing over 125, 130 yards a ball game, I mean, that means that you're probably doing pretty good too.
Yes, definitely.
As a team, you're probably doing pretty good too. It's funny that none of us said Baron Morton will start all 12 games.
I thought about it. I don't want to jinx it.
Okay.
I said it at the beginning of the year, so
okay.
Yeah, you can blame me for that, but yeah.
Well, and here's the thing: they have been able to. I think the reason he has stayed healthy is a couple of different things. One, he has avoided putting himself in jeopardy by running down the field. He's thrown the ball away when he needs to, and I think the other thing is that the offensive line has done a pretty good job of keeping him from just getting walloped.
I think
there.
both of those things factor in. I think the biggest thing is luck.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Great to have you with us today. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline. It's open too at 806-771-0973. We'll have high school football on the air for you tonight as the Lubbock Cooper Pirates travel up to Amarillo to take on the Paladero Dons. That'll be at 6:30. Play-by-play at 7. We'll also have Red Raider football with Joey McGuire tonight. That'll be at 6 o'clock. So there's always interesting comments and, questions from the crowd that maybe are a little different than what he fields on Monday or after a game. I think he enjoys that aspect of it.
Sure.
He enjoys the quirky question. So if you've got a quirky question.
I think Coach McGuire enjoys all questions.
Yeah, I think he does. For the most part, I think he does. I don't think he's...
Maybe not the ones from his wife, but...
Well, I mean, we all have to kind of face the music sometimes. Like, well, why would you do that? You probably don't get those kind of questions.
Oh, I do. My wife does it a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. She asks. It's in like the. She does it like she doesn't say you should have done this. She says things like. You could have done it this way.
Right.
So she's making it sound like she's not telling me I was wrong, or she's not telling me what to do.
Yeah.
But we all know, I mean, she gave the opinion because she thought I should have done it differently, or wants me to do it differently.
Translation.
The next time.
Yeah. Next time, buddy boy.
I mean, there's a reason I've stayed married for 25 years. I can figure out what she really means.
Yeah, I'm coming up on a contract renewal, so I've got to be on my best behavior. Mm-hmm. We're kind of in 1-year agreements at my place.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean,
good luck with that.
Some days it's day to day, some days, month to month, Haven't found my stuff on the lawn at all. Has that ever happened to you? Stuff on the lawn? No?
No, I don't think that will ever happen.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
You'll know it's bad if like your Yankee stuff is on the front porch. That'll be...
I wouldn't think that's ever happened, because I mean, if you're throwing your husband's stuff or your wife's stuff out on the front lawn, you're kind of drawing attention to the fact that there's drama at your house.
Yes.
Okay. What
do we know about the Lents? The Lents are non-drama.
We're not trying to draw attention to ourselves.
Yeah, we're non-drama people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're right about that. We will also have Thursday night football for you. These Thursday night games have been not very much. Tonight's game is, I don't know.
You know what really bothers me about the NFL?
Okay.
I mean, one of many things, but I cannot stand that. And I think it's great. There's Sunday night football, and there's Monday night football, and there's Thursday night football. I have no issues with any of that. Mm-hmm. Put it on any channel or streaming service. None of it bothers me. Whatever. I can't stand that there's not 2 games on both stations on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, I know. The Sunday doubleheader has kind of gone away.
One of them gets a doubleheader and one of them doesn't, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's so dumb. It's so old.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so old. I mean, college football on Saturdays, we're loading up every channel with
littered
3
with
and 4 games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Fox or CBS gets the...
I think it's the NFL.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Put 2 games on.
Or give us
more options.
Yeah, give us more. I mean, you're gonna have actually.
So you have all those games on that you want people to see on Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night and whatever.
Yeah.
But you only want the world to see 3 games on Sunday when all those games are being played.
Right.
That's so dumb.
I know. You're exactly right. I mean, now this Sunday you're going to have a game from London as Jacksonville they're playing 2 games there.
Because I won't sit there and watch a game I'm not interested in. I won't. And so if like the second game is a game I'm not interested in, and I happen to be watching football on a Sunday, which is pretty rare, I'll just go watch something different, or I'll whatever. Shut the TV off.
Well, and
you can't make me watch something I'm not interested in.
And I would tell you, the guy that has spent basically every Sunday from noon to about 6:30 since he was 8 years old, watching the NFL. Even for me at this point, I'm not watching a doubleheader unless I'm just really compelled to watch it. And like this week, with the Cowboys being off, so for the noon games, the Patriots-Jaguar game probably doesn't really interest me. That's the game from London. Jacksonville, by the way, the NFL and the owners and everybody has signed off on renovating their stadium, so Jacksonville will not be moving to London. There'll be a team in London at some point in time, but it's not going to be Jacksonville. But the other games, the noon games, are Seattle and Atlanta, Titans-Bills, Bengals-Browns, Texans-Packers. That game we'll get that game. That game has my interest. I'm not just in love with the Texans, but then you also have the Dolphins and the Colts, the Lions and the Vikings. Now, I would have liked to have seen that game. I don't think that we'll get that game because we'll have, and maybe, I don't know. I haven't looked at the TV schedule, but then the Chiefs and the 49ers, the whole country will get that game, and that's a game that I'm really anxious to see. But there would be some other games that I would have liked to have seen, alternatively, competing at noon, to make your point. So the Sunday night game is the Jets and the Steelers. That's a little interesting because you got a kind of a interesting quarterback battle going on. It looks like Russell Wilson's going to get the start for the Steelers.
Could be.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then, with the trade for Devontae Adams, going to the Jets. And by the way, a rookie wide receiver gave up his number, just gave it up to Devontae. Don't know if there's any kind of financial consideration given, but just gave it up. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be happy. Yeah.
I would like to think Adams will still do something for him.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it didn't. I don't think the rookie went to him and demanded, "Hey, I got 17, man. What do you got for me?" That kind of thing. I got a sack of candy bars for you. Okay.
I mean, what kind of candy bars are we talking about here?
Okay.
Are we talking like full-fledged Reese's cups? We doing Snickers bars here, or we doing like that off-brand one?
Yeah, I wonder if I was in that situation. I guess it all depends on how attached you were to the number, right?
Yeah. Somebody says, this totally agree. Probably want you to buy the NFL pass or something. Yes. Lubbock Realtor, you have options. Pay $200 for the NFL Sunday ticket, right? I don't necessarily want to do that.
Yeah, well.
$200 plus. Madeline Max says, I'll take as much NFL as I can get. Give me more. Yeah. Fox and CBS probably like it because they get a window every other week that is just theirs, like NBC, Amazon Prime, and ABC, ESPN.
Yeah, and as I told you before, me being a casual at best NFL fan, if it's not a matchup that I'm interested in, I just shut it off.
No, I see that. Yeah. I see that. It's a bye-week blues kind of day here this morning on the Morning Drive.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet973.com.